Hey guys, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our channel. It's been a very long time.
Bro, I don't want to hear that again in my life. I never want to hear it's been a long time. No. I'm tired of that, bro. Yeah, every time, every video, it's been a long time, guys. With consistency, guys.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm tired of our antics, bro. Do you know what I mean? Let's just skip past it. Pretend it hasn't been a long time, and just.
So yeah, after last week's video, we decided to record another video today.
100%.
It hasn't been 3-4 months. So yeah, guys, we've asked you guys to send in a question or a dilemma, and me and the lovely Salman don't really like him, but yeah,
It's okay.
I have to say it.
No, no one. No, listen. Everyone at this point, everyone knows what's good, bro. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to pretend no more. Don't call me lovely when you don't mean it, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, don't call me lovely.
I tried to do.
Don't pretend. No one cares. No one believes you no more. Do you know that? No one believes you, bro.
Yeah, so me and Salman
That's better.
will we'll be answering your questions and dilemmas. Dilemma. So we've got a dilemma sent in.
We do indeed. First of all, before we even get to that, how have you been, bro?
Guys,
Then
I've been in this like trance, this lovely phase of life, yeah, where I'm just enjoying it. I've got nothing on my mind. Just wake up.
you in direct contrast to everyone else. You know that you're
Right?
living your own reality right now.
Wallahi. Just
You're
wake
finished
up.
uni, mashallah. Congrats to Dr. ABDIFATAH.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to meet you for the first time.
Thank you very much.
You know, you just came back from holiday,
Yeah, Portugal.
Okay,
One of
Portugal.
the best places I've ever been to.
and obviously you've done your 2 weeks isolation.
Yep.
And you're just living your best life right now. Do you know what I mean?
I feel good. I'm not. gonna lie.
You came, you had a tan, you're on the beach. Do you know what I mean? We're here just trying to survive, and you're in Portugal. Do you live your best life? And now, do you know what I mean? You're in a good place.
Alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Like it's been a very long journey.
100%.
There's been a lot of times where I thought, you know what, is this even worth it? I'm not gonna lie to you. Do you know what I mean? It's been a struggle. So to finally be done, sometimes the goal, even though you have a goal, it looks like it's gonna take forever before you get to it. Do you get what I mean?
Man.
So to actually get there, yeah, it feels surreal, but there's also that feeling of, what, is this it? Do you know what I mean? And that's the stage I'm at now. I'm happy. There's nothing on my mind, but I'm then like, what? Was this what I've been looking forward to for like all these years? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we kind of hype it in our head, and other people do as well, like your family and friends and people in the community, that is meant to be this grand thing, which it is, but the feeling, how you feel is sometimes different. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you get to that climax, you think, what?
Is this it?
This is it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm just at that phase now. You know what I mean? Like, just enjoying life. Not doing anything, not working.
Bro, how was for those that don't know, there was this massive outpouring of support and love and congratulations across social media. How was that being in the eye of the storm for you and your graduating class? How was that first of all, run me through the numbers? What, like, the analytics and that?
I don't know. It's crazy.
It was
bro.
crazy
My phone
numbers,
was crashing. At that time, I had an iPhone 6S, but it was crashing.
So that wasn't even the socials. It's just a phone, bro.
It's just a phone, dude. So yeah, I couldn't handle it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but wallahi, we make social media look as if it's like this monster and it's a toxic platform. A lot of the times it is, but sometimes it's just amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like the messages, the phone calls, the support that people were sending in. Wallahi, like you're just thankful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because sometimes you look at it and it's like, where the hell is all this coming from? You understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like all these beautiful messages that people were sending in. Wallahi, thank you very much, because sometimes it's hard, you know, when you're doing something and then when you see all of these messages, it makes you feel good, and like that journey is kind of worthwhile. And some people have been going through this journey with you without you knowing it or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have been going through this journey with you, and for you to see them happier than you are, do you know what I mean? That is like, it's, you know, it's emotional.
I can imagine, bro. I can imagine.
So alhamdulillah, man, alhamdulillah.
And again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, bro.
I'll be honest, I didn't think you'd make it.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? Like, from when you started, I was like, okay, so when you're dropping up.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm surprised I've finished it myself, because all those years, you know, there is an element of comparing yourself to others.
Of course.
And feeling like, come on, man, like, you're a grown-ass man. Why are you still counting pennies? People are making money out here. And, you know, there's a whole society of instant gratification, and the world we're living in today, you know, you're still trying to buy your first car, you know, get that job, career job, blah, blah, blah. And people have been working, like people my age group have been working 5-6 years now. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of them are investing in housing, some of them have got businesses, some people have traveled the world, do you know what I mean? So it can be very daunting, it can be very toxic if you start comparing yourself to others. You have to know why you did what you're doing. And medicine is not one of those careers where, you know, you can compare yourself to others, because you're sacrificing so much. Do you know what I mean? You're not in a similar situation to other graduates, because you're doing 3 years, then you do 3 extra years, and the people you started university with have been working for 3 years. You understand? So by the time you're finished and you're like, oh guys, I'm back, people have they're
different places in the life.
Yeah, they've got a career. They've got some of them have families. Some of them have, you know what I mean, like kids. Some of them are across the world doing whatever they need to be doing, and you're just setting your like first steps into the real world, and you realize how institutionalized you've been when you come back into the reality and the real world, because you're in that bubble. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's, oh, he's a student, he's this, he's that. Like, most rules don't apply to you. You understand? So yeah, man, coming back into reality. Obviously, I can't say like I'm back right now, because I'm just in that, you know. I'm just chilling.
You're just enjoying it right now.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it. And
it's a well-deserved break.
Alhamdulillah, but you know what gets annoying? When people are like, so what you doing next? Like, just let me enjoy this. You know what I mean? Let me.
You'll find out when you find out. Let me just chill, bro.
That's the only annoying bit. Like, what you doing next? What's your plan? Have you got a career? And then there's a lot of uncles, I say, but people like in the community that will tell you, no, like, don't take a break. Make sure you do things back to back.
Oh, because they're consultants, isn't it?
Yeah, and exactly what.
Then exactly how it works, isn't it? Yeah.
What job you should take and what specialization you should go into, and it's okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's just that I'm just, well, alhamdulillah, I'm just enjoying myself, just doing absolutely nothing.
Bro, I remember the day. Never mind the day you started. The day you went to just apply and do all of that. And to go from, you know, all those stages to where you are now, subhanAllah, but time truly has flown by. You know? It's it's been something else. All right, so the dilemma,
yeah.
Not so much a dilemma as it is just a question. So someone's written a question for us.
Right.
So salam guys, hope you're all doing well. I've got a question I've been thinking about for a while. My friendship group and I are all childhood friends. We grew up together. Our families are really close, but post uni. Alhamdulillah, I've gone on to do pretty well, and the rest of my friendship group are still kind of working retail jobs and don't know what to do with their lives. It's been a few years, and I've tried everything I can to uplift, motivate them. No joy. They're always making slight comments about my job, how I'm up, how I just have so many guys in my DMs, and how I don't have time for them.
Okay.
I think she makes time for them for her friends, not the guys, I think. Since starting my career, through the work friends that I've made, I've started to feel so fulfilled being surrounded by like-minded people who uplift and empower me. and I'm beginning to see my friends in a different light. I really don't want to cut them off, but I'm just done feeling so drained all the time. What should I do? That's a great question. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, first things first. You know, you're not alone. Honestly, you're really not alone. You know, a lot of people are going through what you're going through. Whether it's they're reaching a point of transition with their old friends or with their childhood friends. Whether it's realizing certain behaviors amongst your friends that you weren't really aware of before, but because now you've been exposed to a different environment, you're able to compare and contrast, and you're seeing the environment that you were in a different light. You're seeing it for what potentially it is, which is not entirely positive. The work, I don't know, it didn't specify where she's from, but the job market around the world, especially in the Western world, it's more or less the same. It's really difficult to find jobs these days, especially in your field. I know I've gone through this where you're just applying for so many jobs, bro, and you're just getting rejections after rejections, and it can feel really shitty.
Yeah.
It can feel really draining. So I'm not gonna really pull them up on that. That's in isolation, it's what we're all going through.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me that you've tried to talk to them about this kind of stuff and you're not really getting kind of decent energy back, and on top of that, all this kind of sneaky, shady behavior, that's no one wants to be in that environment.
Yeah, I think that's what stood out to me.
Yeah, I think for me, from everything she said, I think that was really what stood out as being kind of toxic.
Yeah.
Because the jobs thing is the job thing. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
it takes a while.
It takes a while, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even if it's a couple of years, there are people who are on master's degrees working warehouse jobs because just the environment is so difficult right now. Do you know what I mean? And especially with with Corona and everything, it's even worse. It's even more difficult. But the shadiness, I think, is problematic. When you have people who are constantly kind of nitpicking at your quote unquote success, or things are going good for you, if they're just looking at that in kind of an envious way or a shady way, instead of celebrating your success, or instead of just being cool about it, if they're always picking on that kind of stuff and saying that kind of stuff, that's toxic, bruv. No one wants to be in that environment, and to expect and to have that from your childhood friends, that's problematic.
That's a massive concern now.
One thing I've realized is people tend to look at friends as people that will be with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What you'll find is that's not really the case.
It's not.
More often than not, friends tend to be with you for specific periods in your time, in your life. What you'll find is the friends you had in primary or grad school, or what was it, kindergarten or elementary, or primary, secondary, high school. Different friends or different friend groups tend to be around for different periods of your life. And that's not to say you're now not on good terms no more, or they're not, you're not friendly with them or not friends. It just means that now that you've gone to this different phase in your life, what you guys want is kind of different now. So you're now on different paths in your life, and you just gradually, do you know what I mean? You just kind of outgrow each other, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's natural. That's natural. It's just people have been so, we always talk about, the romanticization of relationships through Hollywood. We don't talk about it through friendships.
It is.
Do you know what I mean?
It is actually interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people just assume that the friends you had when you were a kid is the friends you'll have for the rest of your life,
and I think
or it's the best kind of friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is not necessarily the case, especially now, and you've noticed that now, you've realized that now because you've been exposed to these different people now, and now you see how it's different, and you see now, okay, these are people who have a similar mindset to you. They share similar goals, similar ambitions. They're on what you're on. Do you know what I mean? And now that you've experienced that, and you've seen how much better it is for you, how much more uplifting it is, how much lighter it makes you feel, how much more valued it makes you feel, you now start to appreciate that, yo, okay, these are the kind of people I think I want to be around.
Yeah.
But you know, there's still that, you know, that guilt in the back of your mind, like, oh, these are my childhood friends. Listen, you don't have to, it's not either or.
Yeah,
You know, it's not black and white. You don't have to, cut them off and then, you know what I mean, discard them like, you know what I mean, like
they're strangers. Or
you know, you don't have to do that. It just means that they might not have a as prominent role in your life moving forward as they did when you were younger. Now that's not a bad thing, you know. It just means that you're now maybe in different places in your life. You know what I mean? It just now means that maybe, you know, you want different things from life, and you know, either them or you or both of you. You know. And that's not a bad thing. Just focus on the good times. You had good times growing up. A lot of people don't have the privilege of having friends for that long.
Wallah.
You know what I mean? So, I appreciate what you have.
That itself was, you know,
100%. That's pretty amazing. But maybe it just means now that, you know, you're not going to be as close as you once were. And, you know,
that's normal.
That's normal.
Okay.
That's not something dying. It's just something evolving.
Yeah,
it's changing. It's adapting to the new reality of your life. But I don't know if you saw the episode of on Netflix. What's this guy? There's this comedian / presenter.
David
Letterman. He's got this new series on Netflix. Basically, he interviews people. And he had this one episode with Dave Chappelle, which is an amazing. You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Amazing episode. Anyone you're listening, I recommend watching that. It's incredible. It's incredible. And it was something that he said that really resonated with me. It really connected. He said, David Letterman said this. He said, you know, I think he's in his 70s. Yeah. So he said, I've got friends from kind of like elementary, so from. He went
10 years old or something.
Yeah, so when he was like about 10 years old. So people he's known for over 60 years. He said that are still my friends today. But he said that the friends that I made
in comedy,
when I started comedy, are my people.
Yeah.
Are the ones that I really resonate with at a different frequency. Because, and that's not to say that, you know, his friends from primary school aren't incredibly close, but it just means that when he started comedy, his life changed. Do you know what I mean? He was onto different things, and now these people who work with him or who are in that field, they understand the world. They see the world in a similar way he does, and the way their perspectives are similar now.
They speak the same language.
And
that's sometimes, they are childhood friends, and you know you've grown up with them, but that you've moved to this new phase of life. And you've seen things and you've experienced things that maybe your friends haven't.
100%.
And these new group of friends that you've made, like, there's certain bond that you have with them that you don't have with your childhood friends.
100%.
You know what I mean? And there's certain frequency you radiate in and that you're not with your friends. And there's certain things with, like, this group of work or career or whatever friends that you can't relate to them when it comes to stuff that you did back in the days as a kid. Do you know what I mean? Or where you've grown up in.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So it is, I just have to echo exactly what Salman said, that sometimes you can outgrow your friends. Do you know what I mean? You can outgrow your friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just cut them off. Do you know what I mean? It just means when it comes to certain things, they're not filling that role they used to back in the days. You understand? What stood out to me was the slight comments as well. Hella toxic, intentionally or unintentionally. Sometimes it's not even intentional. They don't realize they're doing it. These little slight comments. Also, the whole buck and egg crab mentality, where you know what? Okay, you need to do good, but not better than us. You understand? And that itself can be a problem. So it's like, maybe I think you're seeing this new side of your friends because you've always been around each other, and if they're childhood friends and your families are friends, it seems like maybe you've gone to the same school, same college, same university, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And this has been the first time that you've actually had time apart where you're doing different things.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And now that you've seen a different group of people that you kind of relate to, and you know, all of a sudden they're motivating you, that they're uplifting you, and maybe that's what you mean when you said I've kept trying to uplift them and motivate them. But they don't want that. You understand? And now when you're trying to do what you've seen with these other people, with your actual childhood friends, they're like, yo man, what the man? Why are you trying to uplift us type of thing? You know that, and the whole, you know, you don't have time for us, or you know, what all these other slight comments. Here in Birmingham, they say, "Oh, is that you? That's the one thing."
Is that what you're doing? Yeah, is that what you're on?
Oh, I see you, man. Is that what you?
Do you know what it is? It might not even be the case of why you're trying to uplift me. Maybe it's just a case of, you know, I'm not on what you're on.
What you're on.
You know what I mean? And you know, if you, there's two ways you can look at it, right? You can, one, assume the worst, which is, not necessarily assume the worst, but look at it from one side, which is, you know, it can come from a place of insecurity, where, you know, they're feeling a bit insecure, so they might just be lashing out, okay? And worst case scenario, you know, it's coming from a toxic place. If it is coming just from a place of insecurity, or they're not really noticing they're doing it, or whatever it is, you know, and you really do value their friendship, maybe, you know, you would benefit from a little sit down, you know, a little you know, bring these things up. It's a difficult one, I'll be honest with you, but
how can that is a difficult conversation, isn't it?
Honestly, it is. But if they are people you really you've got a really deep connection with, and you really value their friendship, and now that you're seeing their friendship, or you're seeing the dynamics between you guys in a different light, if there's something there that's worth saving, is what I'm trying to say. Even despite all the other challenges, if there's still the core of it, the essence of it is still pure, it's still beautiful, and it's still something you really want to cherish and save, then you could benefit from a difficult conversation. You know, bringing these things up. It might go well, it might not go well. It might be resolved, it might not be resolved. But at the very least, for you, getting rid of that slight doubt in your mind in terms of, you know, what if I tried this? What if I did that? After the fact, you know, it might be better for you to just get, you know, sort that out from now on. So as difficult as it is, if you have that conversation, and if it doesn't go well, you can at least say to yourself, yo, listen, I tried everything I can. Do you know what I mean?
I would kind of take a different approach to that.
But just as a potential option.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
I think there's an option there. But I think before that step, I would take a step before that, preliminary step, where I would have a sit down with them also. Yeah, have a sit down and basically kind of figure out what they want from life. Like, have a deep conversation, heart to heart.
I think you should try that.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think that's what she meant by which is uplift, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think what she probably means by that is, you know, she's time and time again tried to find out, you know, what they're on, what they want, how she can help, you know, how you know, they can take that next step to actually find what their passions are, what they want from life, what their, you know, career trajectory is going to be like. Do you know what I mean? I think she's tried that. You know, I think she's tried that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she's probably at the end of her tether. She's really tried everything she can try, but she's not getting anything back.
And then
do you know what I mean?
Don't feel guilty.
Because do you know what I mean? Because if you've tried everything genuinely, then wallahi, it's not on you. That's not on you. Like, it has to be give and take, and that's why I said, as a final thing, if you still feel like there's something you want to salvage, you can do one of two things. You can either you know, maintain the good vibes, but just not be as close and not spend as much time with each other, and you know what I mean, just keep you lot are still in good what's the word I'm looking for? Help me, man.
What acquaintances?
Like, just things are still good between you guys.
The ambience, the vibe is still
good.
The
vibe is still positive. You're not still good, but you're not just as tight as you used to be. You don't spend just much time. You don't. You know what I mean? So you can still do that.
Maybe you do. But what happens is that role in the configuration inside your brain is different now. Because when you program yourself in a certain way, like, I can still chill with people I used to chill with all those years ago. Yeah. But the role has changed.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And now that switch, maybe that will help you because you know what role they play in your life and where you place them in your life. you can still chill with them and kiki and do whatever you do with them, but you know their role. Yeah.
So you're not trying to make them more than they are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not like, you've got your work friends and other friends like that who are on that level and who are, you know, satisfy your need for someone who shares the same ambitions and aims, all that kind of stuff. And you might have this group in it who, you know what I mean? It's still good vibes, but you're not trying to make them into something they're not.
Something they're not, because not everyone like.
But then you still got the unresolved thing with the
Now the toxic bit, right? I think you just have to be honest and be like, yo, that's annoying.
Yeah, you have to deal with it.
Yeah, you have to deal with it.
If you want them in their life, if you want them in your life, you can't just get past that.
Nah, you can't.
Bro, that's wrong. Fam.
And you have to. They are sly comments for a reason, right?
100%.
You have to make sure you show them that you've noticed it. And be like, yo, what do you mean by that? And challenge them. And it's like, haha, nah, I'm joking, or whatever they say. But when you're very confrontational, people get very
direct.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it's like
confrontation's got slight negative connotation. Yeah. But yeah, if you're direct, 100%. Be direct.
Be direct.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? That's what it needs, isn't it?
Wallahi, that's
bring
what
it to life.
Bring it to light. And as soon as they make a slight comment, like, what do you mean by that? Like, blah, blah. And then as soon as they try to explain themselves and be like, oh, you know what, I feel like that's hella annoying. I didn't know you feel that way about me. And then all of a sudden they're in defense mode now. You understand? But it highlights to them also like what they're doing. Maybe it's not intentional. You understand?
Maybe it's not intentional.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, yo, listen, try it as a last port of call. Try to have a conversation, an open conversation with them, that this is what's happening, and this is how it's coming across, and this is how it's making me feel. Maybe that's not how they intended. Maybe it's banter for them. Maybe it was unintentional. Maybe, you know, they'll be honest with you and just say, oh yeah, you know, it came from a place of kind of insecurity. Do you know what I mean? And you just have open and frank conversations about it. Maybe nothing changes. Maybe they don't actually change their behavior, or it might get worse, or they try to dismiss it. And even in that, you have an answer, I think.
Oh yeah. I personally don't think it can get worse in terms of like, because you set the pace.
100%.
Now that you've seen it, like, when you're blind, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Now that you see it can't get worse. Now it's like you nip it at the bud, or you just accept it for who they are, and because they're childhood friends, you just let them be there. But in your brain, they don't have the role they used to have. You don't rely on them. You don't lean on them. You need to find a different group of friends for that. You understand?
100%.
Like when you're going through something and blah, blah, blah. And use them for their strengths.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because every friendship, however toxic they are, people are good at. They have their strengths and they have their weaknesses.
100%.
Maybe their weaknesses, they're toxic.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
And maybe what they're good for is banter.
It's
Do you know what I mean? Banter. Do you know what I mean? You can have banter with them, you know, in a way you can't with other people.
With other people.
And maybe it's just accepting that that's what comes with it, and you just minimize how much you engage with them, how much access you give them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, I know with girl friendship groups, they tend to be, you know, places of a lot of, you know, emotional openness. You open up a lot. So maybe you don't do
close
that
a few
much.
doors.
Do you know what I mean? 100%. And you know, sometimes people don't appreciate that. Yo, it's okay to have different friendship groups for different things.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's rare that you find one group of friends that's satisfy everything you want in friends.
You know, one thing I've realized over the years, for someone who's gone abroad, and for someone who's been in education for 20 odd years of my life, do you know what I mean? Yes, you get institutionalized, but you grow up.
100%.
You understand? And you're thrown into the deep end in so many situations where you have to adapt. Like I went to a certain high school in my area, and the college or sixth form I went to in a different area. You understand? Where I had to all of a sudden get to know a new group of friends away from my childhood friends, right? Then I went to university, and then there was another group of friends. Then I went to university abroad. You understand? And yeah, people say, oh, I only have 5 friends, or you know, a handful of friends, or whatever, blah blah. But I genuinely believe you have different friends for different reasons or different periods of your life, right? And some friends are temporary.
So,
Do you know what I mean? Because you share that goal, that like it's a momentary thing. Like at that period of time, those 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, you share the same vision and goals, so you're best friends. Yeah, I mean, in that goal, in that journey, because you're going through the same thing, you can relate to each other, you can lean on each other, all of that stuff. You understand? Yes, over the years, some of those friends become your long-term friends. You understand? They come with you to these other journeys.
Most of them don't.
Most of them don't. I've got so many friends from different parts of life, like different walks of life and different periods of my life that I'm good friends with. I don't pick up the phone every day and be like, yo, blah, blah. But if I'm in their city or they're in my city, they'll hit me up and we'll catch up. It's all love, always. You understand? But how many people can you lean on? How many people can be your boys or your best friends? Or you understand? So it's like it's a massive thing that you need to realize. Obviously, these are your childhood friends. They play a massive role in your life. You will be forever grateful to them, and you will always, love them. You understand? But don't listen. Some people don't need to be carried to different stages of your life.
100%.
You understand? And it's okay. Yes, if some of them want, and if it is within the friendship circle, like 2, 3 of them, you might be closer to them over the years as you get older. And even though it was a group of 5 or 7 or 10, you'll be tight with 2 because you still have that same vision, same outlook on life and whatever. And the rest, you're all friends, you all catch up you every 6 months, 1 year, whatever. But you can't be best friends with everyone.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And that's life.
That's just life, man.
That's just life, all right.
Yeah, hopefully we've answered that question to some satisfactory degree. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those truths of life that people aren't really told, or people don't really know that outgrowing certain friends, or not even outgrowing, bro, realizing that certain friends and certain friendship groups are for certain parts of your life is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's just understanding that everything has a beginning and a lot of everything has an end.
Yeah, 100%.
And sometimes it's just accepting, knowing when that end is reached, knowing that now you are in a journey together, and now that journey has reached its natural conclusion.
Yep.
If you're honest, don't force it. If you're honest with yourself, most of the friends you had in middle school, in primary school, aren't part of your daily life anymore. Aren't part of your friendship group. Most of the friends that you had in high school, probably same thing.
Define friendship.
Exactly. Like, you can still be in good terms, but having someone having regular access to you is a privilege.
It's a privilege.
It's a massive privilege, bro, because you're giving a lot of yourself to that person. So it's not everyone who's going to have that privilege. You need to appreciate that. Appreciate that your friendship means something. And if you don't feel like this person is where you are in your life, in terms of, not just in terms of job, in terms of mindset. Because someone can be, listen, as long as you're working for someone, you can be unemployed tomorrow. And that doesn't say anything about you, but what your mindset does, your values do, how you think about the world, how you think about yourself in it. Your dynamics with your friends and all these are the things that determine who you are, and what you would bring to a relationship, in this case a friendship one. So don't be afraid to understand what it is you want and be firm with yourself and with people around you in terms of what it is you want from the people in your life.
Protect your energy as well. Protect your energy, protect your sanity. You can be friendly without being friends. Do you know what I mean?
Friend is not a small thing, bro. Friend is not a small thing. Understand that people use the term too loosely. Friend, bro, friends, real friends, serious friends are, people that you connect with at a very, very deep level.
Deep level.
So, don't dismiss and don't take it lightly. It's a very, very special thing. And, and the prophetic tradition, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet gave us some pretty clear guidelines in terms of how important friends are. And, the analogy of the the perfumery and the blacksmith, and how even if you don't handle the tools themselves, even if you're not working as a blacksmith or as a perfumist, you know, being in that kind of space, being around them, you will get some of whatever they're on.
You are who your friends are.
100%. So you know, just protect your energy. If you want to be in a blacksmith, then stay in the blacksmith. If being in a blacksmith is not for you, then vacate the premises.
That's it.
With a quickness. So yeah, we hope you guys enjoy that. We hope that answered your question. And if you have any complaints, please direct them to them for that. And
just write it in the comments, please.
And I am not gonna say anything about, you know, having come back after a long time or consistency.
Oh, we've been consistent.
We're not gonna speak up, bro. We're never gonna talk on that. We're never gonna talk on it. We're gonna sit quiet. And we're gonna say, we'll catch you in the next one. Please do
like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And see you when we see you.
See you when we see. And you know, the little notification bell, please click it. And then whenever we release a video, you'd have to be like, oh, have they released a video? No, but boom, it will come to you. It will say to you, they have released a video.
Once a
and
week.
You can watch it.
Once a week.
Let's not talk about it right now.
Twice a week. Once a year.
I am not committed to anything. I'm quiet, okay? We've said too much. I'm staying quiet, bro.
I'm not delivered.
I'm not delivered. So I'm quiet until we bring action.
Okay.
نحن من, you know what? I'll leave it at that for a minute. We'll catch you in the next one.